And see, with Virat, I'll not even criticize him for that shot. Okay,
Yeah.
you were 1 wicket down. 1 wicket down. I totally anticipate Kohli playing that shot because I saw him do it last time. If he's playing slog sweeps to spinners, you know he's taking on a short ball.
The problem, what happened was the condition.
No,
In
it's not
Indore, he could have played like that, but then here that kind of sluggish, spongy bounce
That's fair.
undid him.
That's fair. My point is then that if you're the batters who are coming after that, particularly, I'm sorry, I'm going to be very critical of Sanju Samson, but you had a golden opportunity. You came into bat in the power plays. You could have done what Rinku Singh did. You could have batted slowly, bided your time, attacked later on. You didn't do that. You went for a glory shot when you know that the bounce is uneven and spongy.
That's the thing. See, adaptability. Look, if you have to play on an aggressive template, you have to be adaptable. Virat couldn't have that adaptability, unfortunately. He could have. This was a typical Virat Kohli like situation that needed him to play.
But still, it was only a wicket down, so I'm okay with him going for that shot.
Opportunity squandered for Sanju. You have to
Sanju,
say,
yes. The door, he had the door open. Please come in.
He shot himself in the foot, with that shot.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I actually am very happy the way this innings panned out and the way everyone batted. I'll tell you why. You have decided to go one way, right? That you have to play attacking cricket. That's what you've decided. And you've told everyone to be like that. Whether it's a Rohit Sharma, whether it's a Virat Kohli, and whether it is a Sanju Samson, what is the difference? This series, if you want to start afresh, as the Indian team is, you've got back the same captain and Virat, and Rohit says we are going to be playing differently. If they were not trying to play differently, then we would have sat here and criticized that this is lip service. You said different, but then you play the same.
Like what happened in 2022.
Yeah, but what I like is that they are now walking the talk. They have said they'll play differently and they're showing. So it doesn't matter if you are a proven performer in Virat Kohli. It doesn't matter if you're fighting for your chance like Sanju Samson. Team first. That is our approach. And why I'm happy the inning is panned out like this, because this match will ensure that India continues on this path. I tell you what the other scenario would have been. Had today you lost those wickets, you were in a position of 22 for 4, and let's say you packed up for 80, which was a possibility. Maybe all of us, maybe the team also would have had self-doubt. Boss, we're pushing it. I don't think we have the kind of batting lineup to play like that. Let's go back, at least try be safe, get to that 160 total and give ourselves a fight. And that would have been the problem, because you would have gone back to square one. What I'm happy about is that because you were at 22 for 4, you've still ended up 200 plus. What this will tell the team is next time you're in a situation like that, doesn't matter.
Don't close.
All is well. You do this, all is well. All is well. We are in control. We can get 200. You cannot, like sometimes we look at England and look at baseball, right? For some of us, it does not make sense. But I guess you have to commit yourself to being that maverick, to being that aggressive approach you need to bring about to play like that. Maybe somewhere you have to throw conventional logic. And I'm glad they got it today, because I'll tell you, if today they were 80 all out, you would have gone back to square one. Each of these batters again would have played like that. Then Rohit also would have played like that. Virat also would have said, what if, same situation, I have to play like that. Sanju Samson also would have come. Listen, one and the only chance. Let me get the 30-40, then I'll see if I'm in a situation to hit or not. Rinku also would do that. I'm glad they got 200 plus, which will now give them confidence, and also outsiders. It will allow them to criticize them that, listen, if tomorrow you are in this situation and somebody does not play like that and takes you safely to 160, it will tell them, boss, you have the firepower to reach 200, you did it in that game. So I'm glad it's turned out this way. I want them to continue. You cannot have your foot in both the boats at the moment, right? You have to take a call. Either go this one way, or then say, no, we cannot go that way, and you stick to that one way. You can't keep balancing. It won't happen.
But you are unfortunately going to be doing that balancing act.
Anyway, I'm not.
No,
yeah, you will.
This team will play like this.
I doubt.
This team will play like this.
The batter who held this innings together is not guaranteed to spot in the 11.
No. But my point is the approach is the same.
Fair.
So what would happen? As I'm saying, if you can tell somebody like a Virat that no, you need to play like that. then I'm 100% sure that if it's a Hardik Pandya, if it's a Surya Kumar Yadav, Surya anyway plays like that, but assuming he has to play, everyone has to be then told.
This way
This
or
is
no?
the way.
But this way-
if Virat Kohli is brought into this, I don't think anyone else can say I will not buy
You
it.
will still need a bit of maturity and calibration. I feel playing attacking cricket
but I'm
doesn't mean
saying-
going bang bang from ball 1. Can be
No,
ball 2 or
but
3
you
as well
what-
at times.
See what will happen. I'll give you an example. This is what happened in Adelaide. What happened in
You
Adelaide?
never went bang bang.
Correct. Now you had a different approach. So you reach 166. Today also I'm saying, if at one point, what would be the conventional logic? You start with one way. If your openers don't fire or 3 wicket are gone. Typical, that approach, typical would have been Virat, don't play like that now. We've had a bad start. Virat, don't play like that. Go aram se. Somebody else would say go aram se. On certain days you will reach 200, certain days you won't. My point is that with this approach, more often than not you will reach. The thing is you need to have confidence in the entire batting lineup. If you go back to that careful approach, that then you are going back to where
I'm not saying go back to
You're not
entirely to that approach, but again,
It can't be.
going
Actually,
aggressive
it
doesn't
can't
mean
be.
we're going aggressive first ball.
They can't be
then,
that
by the way,
middle ground. There is no
a
middle ground.
couple of those times you saw those pull shots being missed by both Rinku and Rohit. There will be times where you won't reach this target also, and
can't be a
against
middle.
tougher oppositions will not
You
let
have
you
to play like
play
that.
this way also always.
I think baseball will always play like that. If you want to be.
Baseball, what did you do in the final?
But that was a different place you were playing.
That's what I'm saying.
And also
Against
can I
tougher
tell you,
oppositions, you will not always be
If you
playing
were
at.
if you were chasing 138, if you were chasing 138 as baseball was, then you can play like that. When you're batting first, you cannot play like that. In a Bengaluru, that's the problem. In Adelaide, you were happy because you got the
Your target was
160
shot.
or all that. You're happy. Then you have no control of how the opposition plays, and they showed you how it is to be played. Same way in Bangalore, if you play like that, again you'll reach 160, 65. You're going to lose at 80 for all out also, and 160 all out also. Give yourself a chance to win. Keep the game in your control. You have to go out.
You
have
go
to
all out, you will get dismissed for 50 also at
Yeah,
times.
so
Then.
you would also lose for 160. You have to go out.
No, there needs to be buy-in. That I agree.
No, I would feel, we are reading.
I'm happy.
We are reading too much into all the things that, we need an aggressive template and all that. But remember, conditions, opposition, it worked. We are on the right side of the luck this time around. It won't be the same against all the others.
Always, exactly.
It won't be.
But you
that
may not
shot
also-
first ball from Sanju or from
may
Virat,
not-
that's not on.
You may not be in a situation like that against any opponent. How many times will you be in a situation 22 for 4? How many times?
Forget 22
You
or
have
4.
to be like that.
But Virat would be coming into bat in the power play on
I'm
many
saying
occasions.
This is the exact approach. This is the exact approach that India had for so long.
I'm not
And
saying
this is where they-
so I'm not saying take
This is
10,
where they
15 balls, play me, run a ball. Don't get off the mark. Rohit Sharma didn't get off the
But
mark
it's
for the
not a
first
computer
5
game,
deliveries.
Ashit. It's not a computer game.
But
you
you-
can't decide exactly.
But you can calibrate, you change your approach, you don't give away your wicket the way that you gave.
In this entire innings, none of the guys went bang bang from the very first go. Whoever went bang bang, they paid with their wicket.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying so you leave it as a last resort, not your second line of defense, not your third line of defense. You took that resort only when it reached the last resort.
You basically played conservative when you were 4 down, rather than playing conservative when you were 2 down.
2 down. Exactly my
But
point.
again, this
when you
is
reached the last resort, then you played that.
see 10 overs. You are 62 for 3 in Adelaide. Okay, you made 106 runs in 10 overs. But then what happened? The initial 10 overs cost you, isn't it? Here, luckily, your opposition is not that experienced. Luckily. That is why.
Which opposition will let you score 36 runs in the last over otherwise?
Nowadays,
You
any
don't
other-
score 36 in the last 3 otherwise.
No, which opposition, how many times? I think the probability of 22 for 4 is also less. The same opposition put you to 22 for 4. Which opposition will do this regularly with India? Please tell me. Won't
There are
always
many
happen.
that can do that.
No, not into. So there are many against whom they can also get this. It has happened in the past. The chances are the same. It's the probability is the same. If they can smash 36 against this, so you can't pick and choose now. So Afghanistan is a great bowling lineup to begin with,
But
it's a
not
poor-
today.
But I'm saying to begin with, they
Even
were.
then, again, then you.
I will also say that how many bowling lineups can get India 22 for 4. Even if they can, the best may do it 1 in 10 games.
And even if they
So
don't,
1 in 10 games, so they'll hammer any other.
So that one game will happen in the knockout stage.
India is
As simple as that.
So, but that's my point. If that one game happens in the knockout game, then the probability of that one game in which you hammer everyone for 36 in the last over will also happen in the knockout. That's
Not
the only
really,
way
it will
you
happen
can-
in the league stage.
No, but that's an assumption. I'm saying
This is also an assumption
No,
that you are
I'm saying
proposing.
the probability of India being 22 for 2 and for 4 in a knockout is there once in 10 games. You say it will happen in the knockout. My counter is the probability of India also smashing 36 in the last over and reaching 212 is also the same as being 22 for 4. And I hope both happen at the same time. Because if both happen at the same time, it gives you a chance to win. However, if you go with the same approach, no, you got lost, let's be okay, let's get 160, then you're doomed anyway, you're losing. in the
Exactly,
knockout.
that's what will
Whether you're
happen.
22
Because
for
see,
4.
this has happened far too often in the bilaterals. Far too often. And we are getting carried away with the fact that this is happening against an Afghanistan team who frankly doesn't have Rashid Khan and they've got 3 rather fresh.
there is no Fazalak Farooqi,
Whatever.
there is no Rashid Khan.
Anyways, forget about that. Even if they were there, they would have still managed 200. Because this Afghanistan bowling lineup, I am sorry for whatever you may say, they may be darlings of the cricketing world, but they have not set the stage on fire in T20 cricket. They are starting to do it in ODI cricket. But they haven't set the stage on fire in T20 cricket, and honestly, because of the group that they are in this time in the T20 World Cup,
It's bad.
I don't think they are going to make that much of progress. Anyways, now, look at this. Chinnaswamy Stadium, if you look at it, Rohit and Rinku played with a starting strike rate of over 100. None went bang bang. Virat tried going bang bang, went failed. Sanju, for anyway the thinnest of thinnest threads that he's got, he could have done what a Rinku did. So unfortunately,
You have to go bang bang for someone to succeed. My point is that everyone will not. But if everyone starts playing this way, then you will only get 160. You only went changed the gear and went to plan B when you were left with no option, when you were cornered, rather than going to plan B when you're starting to see trouble.
A last resort rather than a first resort.
Yes.
So-
it wasn't the first reaction. It was the last.
if you go by this reaction, an Afghanistan team in 10 overs time, they were about 60-70, right? 60 or 70 for 4. But then what happened after that? They conceded over 140 runs in the next 10. And England or an Australia or maybe a South Africa will concede about 100 runs. That's the difference. So with this bowling lineup, I think you can, it's great that you got 100, you got Rinku's hit 69, great you got 212, but I think we need to mix this kind of good news with a bit of caution.
No, I don't want to go back to. I have suffered enough watching this Indian
Because
team
this-
mixing caution with aggression. I've heard this a gazillion times. Please.
But you're not going to get any other chance. This is it. Your chances
That's
are
it.
ended.
I'm happy they played like the way they did. Because this maverick approach is the only one that will take you. This maverick approach is the only one that you need. I know that it will be uncomfortable. I know that it will at some day embarrass you, but I'm okay with that. You went with as I said, they went with that last resort. Maybe in the last resort also they lost the wicket. Possible. But then what it tells me is, come what may, they'll attack, which means more often than not, when they are batting first, and that's India's problem, they will get you an above par total, not a safe total. Because the problem was that you were putting up safe totals, because this safety first mix caution with aggression, those conventional things, and you used to get safe total, then it was out of your hand. The other team would come and mix no caution with aggression and send you home. I like this. You keep going with this. If you are cornered, I'll take you to the ODI World Cup also. ODI World Cup also you mix caution with aggression, where you reach the stage where you did not score a boundary.
Except for 10 games.
But I'm saying when the tough situation happened, when before that there was no tough situation. The tough situation happened, you did exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Mix caution with aggression. What did you do? Below par total got hammered. I'm saying cut to that situation. If a Rahul and Virat at that time said, forget it boss. If we have to win this game, forget the conventional thinking, go for it. This is the final. There's no point us getting 250 and hoping to win. They'll chase it down. Let's go for it. Either way, you're gone. Caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yep.
Go for it. And then if you got a big enough total, maybe you would have put Aussies under pressure. But what you did, safety approach, got a safe total and told yourself, all is well, now we've got some decent thing. We've not embarrassed ourselves. Chalo, let's see if today is our day.
If Shami can weave more magic.
That's it. No, if Rahul went, who knows? Who knows? They would have got aggressive. They played. Remember Asia Cup, similar situation against Pakistan.
Yeah.
Both played aggressive cricket. You got a much higher above par total. You would have played that. Maybe there was a downside to that you wouldn't have got a big enough total. You would have lost anyway. You lost anyway with a safe total. Go for the big one. Get the big total, and then let's see. You know why I say? An Australian team, an English team look to do that.
Yeah.
They look to do that. When we are batting, let us be in control of the game. Let us get a total. So I like this.
Yeah, this was a similar case in 2022 as well.
Love you, Virat Kohli, the way you batted. No, absolutely. He very well could have and he had the license to bat.
To bat conservative.
Yeah.
But
to bat like earlier. He did not.
That's
he did not.
Either
he's
because
telling everyone, no, he's telling everyone, I'm ready to buy into this plan. I'm ready to get into this vision that a Rahul Dravid and a Rohit Sharma may have written.
the vision is,
I'm happy where
if
I'm
that is the case, your vision is clouded. I'm sorry.
What
then you're
was
not.
your vision? Your vision, what you're talking about, was the one in previous T20.
But this worked.
You have lost.
But
You have
Rohit,
lost.
but Rohit and Rinku did exactly what Virat was expected to do.
But the
You're
fight
missing
was
the
about
point.
Virat Kohli and Sanju Samson shot.
Of course, it was bad. It was terrible.
Yeah, that's bad stroke
It's
play.
terrible stroke
I
play.
am saying, that's what I'm trying to say. It's easier in hindsight. Everyone wants them to score run. Nothing succeeds like success. If they get out for cheap, you're happy. If they get out for more run, you want it. So you're just looking at the runs. My point is, it's the mindset which needed to change. Your mindset was exactly that. Their mindset, they've been freed from everything. Doesn't matter. Nobody's going to complain to you. This is a shot you played. We got to go for it. We got to go for it to get big totals. And I'm happy that they went for it. My earlier approach was the approach that has cost us World Cups after World Cup. Go with this approach. You win, lose. I don't care.
We are getting too swayed by baseball. I mean, let us be
It's
a lottery.
No, baseball is in test.
It's a lottery. Whatever baseball it achieved for, it didn't
lottery
work.
has given them a T20 World Cup and an ODI World Cup.
No,
happy to play that.
It didn't give them the one trophy that they wanted all this while. It didn't give them the Ashes.
But that's what. So we have criticized it in Test cricket now, Baba, because Test cricket, that
one rain day away from winning.
Whatever, it's 2-2.
No. But I said, if you're giving caveats like you're giving, then I can also say they were one rain day away from winning.
Whatever it is.
Or
But
declaration.
It was a bad declaration. Didn't we all plan that?
Declaration is something that's in your control. Fine, that was a bad declaration.
You need
overs being lost to rain. If that was done, everyone and their dogs knew it that Australia were not retaining that Ashes. Simple as. My point is, if it's a lottery, sure. But the reason you're playing that way, the reason you're playing high risk, and let's leave Test cricket out. I don't like the baseball comparison for T20s because Baz isn't even their T20 coach. He's their Test coach.
That's what I said.
And again, look. Travis Head, what did he do? He weathered out the bad time and he played after that.
Yeah.
So that
Baba, because he knew the total in front of him. Even if today India were chasing 160, then I would say foolish.
He did the same thing in New Zealand.
You have to put a benchmark. You have to put a total.
He did the same thing against New Zealand in Dharamshala.
Attitude, if Harshit and Siddharth's attitude was gone, if they followed that, you will keep getting 160s and you will keep losing because you will be putting safe total.
The caveat was
160, by the way, for all you know, was a good enough target for somebody like Afghanistan.
But I'm talking about the approach, Baba. It's not
So,
about
but again, I am saying,
can you change the approach for Afghanistan?
So there's a big difference. There's a big difference. No, you're mixing. I am not saying that you take 10 balls and give me 10 runs or 8 runs of that. You take at least a couple of balls, gauge the bounce, gauge the pace, do all of that. Take at least two. No matter who, you're not playing again.
You and I are sitting here and saying it very easy. For you, maybe for those players and they're experienced enough to have played, for them that was their zone. That was their area. It's now now they could not time it. It went up, they got out. For all you know, if it was in their zone, they timed it was a 6. Then we would have been clapping. Oh my God. What a shot to begin with.
And that too with somebody like a Virat, because I know what he can do.
That is the problem.
He has.
That is the problem.
No.
Look, for that particular thing, if you have to look at it, even that Haris Rauf shot, if he had hit, you had fallen straight to the field, you would have criticized it. But went for a 6. That was his luck, isn't it?
Exactly.
So
luck. There he got out. Don't criticize him.
So the luck factor didn't go in his favor. And anyway, see, we are trying to.
You said it. Luck factor did not go.
So,
it's not the wrong choice.
But
it is
you have
the
to be
luck factor
adaptable.
that did not
You
go.
ride your own
Tomorrow
luck
the
with that
luck factor will go in
adaptability.
his favor.
No, but I'm not, again, being aggressive doesn't mean going aggressive from ball 1.
You have
This
It can be
in-
ball 2 or 3 or 4.
No. Maybe if it was an outswinger, I don't know. If it was a ball, it was not in his zone, he may have left it. Maybe he thought it was in his zone. He might
And
have-
Rohit Sharma
Also
very
was a
well could have
power play.
lost.
It was
He's
also
not-
the power
Rohit
play.
Sharma could have
He's a-
lost his
he's a
wicket
guy
4
who
balls out of
knows-
the 6 in that first over.
He's
Then
played
would Virat
so
have
many
played that
games.
shot?
He's played so many games. I'm sure he understands which is the ball that he can take on and
So
which he
that's
cannot.
what I'm saying.
And he thought he can take
Doesn't-
on. Today he got out. Next day it'll be a first ball 6. Finish.
The problem is you are trying to change the culture of an aggressive batting
Yes.
because
You
by
want to change the
nature you are
culture.
scared.
We want
This
to
Indian
change
cricket
the
team is
culture.
a scared,
and
cricketing
somebody
nation.
like-
No, this
It
thought
is.
process of yours is scared.
It is
the
a s-
team is showing that they're not scared.
If
the team
you are
is showing they're ready to attack from the world.
If
It
you are
doesn't matter.
flexible,
Because
if you are
right now,
flexible and adaptable, you
They
are
will
not
change.
scared.
I am sure that they will change and the approach, because it's a bilateral, it's a dead ripper, it is Afghanistan, la li la, da di da. It is happening right now, not happening at the World Cup. I can tell you.
Let me.
I can tell you it's not happening.
I've cited this example for ages, and I'll go back to it ad nauseam.
At some point, you need calibration.
When England said after 2015 that failure, they said, you know what, this approach of ours isn't working anymore. When Morgan said you have to commit or buy into being aggressive, there were embarrassing losses. There were a few embarrassing losses. Just as good as some of those wins were, there were losses that were just as bad. Even Morgan said, never mind. You know, when it is
That's
that
what you
England.
want.
No, and also I'll add to the point where you're talking about adaptability and stuff like that. I think you can be that adaptable to your attacking approach once you have the attacking approach down pat. The problem with this team is that for years you've never had the attacking approach down pat. You've had, let's play safety, 130, 140 strike.
Harshit Siddharth approach.
No, why?
Let me
No,
finish.
after that, yeah.
Yeah.
The point is, you first have to be adaptable to that degree wherein you are playing at 170, 180 easily. That's a culture change that doesn't happen overnight. It took England 4 years before they were competitive. 2016 also they were trying for that, but they didn't win the World Cup in the World T20. They won it 4 years later because by that point it was so ingrained that they could then adapt to situations. That adaptability can only come for India in T20 cricket once you know how to attack. At this point, you don't know how to attack. At least this word I'm seeing is they're trying. They are trying.
And it won't work. Why?
It doesn't
Hello?
matter
No,
if
no,
it
no.
doesn't work.
Where does the Indian cricket team play with the entire core together at the same time?
That's
England.
a whole different
No.
issue.
England for
different
4
issue.
years
Whole
played with the
different
same
issue.
core.
But
If you're citing England 2015,
Siddharth,
no. If you're citing 2015 to 2019, the same core played for most of the time.
But that's
India
taking
don't
the
play
debate.
injured now.
That's-
What you doing?
that's
They're not
taking-
going.
Virat and Rohit were injured.
But now, Baba.
Where now? You cannot.
But he's right. He's right in the sense.
No.
If you
Only
have to do
Hardik
it-
is injured.
My problem
Surya is
again, the
injured.
point I was trying to make.
2022, where did you play the same core?
Transition, it can't happen. Okay, you come back after 14 months, and now after, I used to take 10 balls to get my iron. Now, first ball, I'm going to give you a 6.
Why
it doesn't
not?
happen like that.
Why not?
Of course it does.
Why not?
It doesn't happen.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
Look at Zach
What do
Crawley.
you do?
Look
Why
at Zach
not?
Crawley.
You have to
Doesn't
start
happen.
somewhere. So you have to start somewhere. You say you don't do it.
Let's get Cheteshwar Pujara to play
Don't do it.
T20 cricket.
No,
then.
he cannot
He
play
can.
like that. He cannot play like
No,
that. But
he-
Virat can.
He gave you those quick fire 70 odd runs in county once, na? Last season only.
Cheteshwar Pujara with Sanju Samson and
I'm
Virat
just
Kohli.
saying, no.
These two players
It
can.
can't, it doesn't
Hardik
have to
Pandya
be,
can.
it will cost you, it will make you look foolish. You don't have to attack from
That's
ball
the
1.
problem.
Don't have to attack from ball 1.
You made you look foolish. Were you very happy with the way? I thought the Indian team looked foolish in 2021
And
with the
22.
approach that you are saying. You already look foolish. How more foolish can you look? You can only improve
By
when
not
you
even
work.
getting to 100 runs then.
Does not matter. Does not matter. You have just said you just played an ODI World Cup. You have reached the final. Was anyone happy with us losing the final?
Does anyone remember the first 10 games?
Does it even matter? You go to win a tournament. You cannot win a tournament by having this thought that I don't want to embarrass myself. The day you have that thought that I don't want to embarrass myself, you'll never win a tournament. You have to have a thought, I'm going to win a tournament. I'm going to do what it takes. It doesn't matter if it embarrasses me. I'm going to, and see, I'll tell you.
What
this is
happened to England's,
people talk
what
about.
happens to England aggression then in the final of last year's T20 World Cup? Where was the aggression gone?
T20 World Cup,
Baba,
they
I
won
just
that.
told you it's a different condition they're chasing. If India were chasing 138 today, will they bat like this? No. They will only bat according to the. I'm just saying you're batting first. You have to put, you're playing in Bengaluru. What's the point of getting 160? If you're playing in MCG in those conditions where the opposition team has get 138, then it'll be foolish to bat like that. You'll not bat like that. When you're batting first, you have to set a mark, a benchmark to help you win. That's what you've not been doing. You played Pakistan 2021, you played a safe total, you lost wicket, you got a safe total. You played Australia in the knockout, the next World Cup, you put a safe total. You have to realize, I cannot be safe. There's no midway. I embarrass myself, but 9 times out of 10, this Indian team will give you a big total if they show a heart, if they show a jigra, if they forget about personal thing, they forget about conventional vote, go for it. They will get it. You go to the ODI World Cup, I gave you an example, you played safe. Safe. I just want to be safe. I don't want to I don't want to embarrass myself. It's the biggest stage in Ahmedabad. Everyone is watching. 100,000 people in the ground. Billion watching me think. Let's not embarrass ourselves. We've lost a few wickets. Let's do tuck. No boundary for 40 overs. And we get to a safe total. And then when you lose.
Not playing for individual milestones. That's
whatever you do, go for it. I like
with
the way
Virat Kohli in the team, all the best.
And they only went to plan B, not from losing 2 wickets which you expected, only went to plan B when they reached the last resort.
22 before.
Nothing we can change. We've reached the last resort, only then we'll change. And I like the fact that they went. May this thing continue. I would like that. Maybe I will be left embarrassed, as Harshit and Siddharth point out, in a knockout game, or I would like to see my 2 colleagues change their mind when they see India play the way that they are at the T20 World Cup. I don't know what happens. And may they say that our chest is now puffed up with pride with the way this Indian team is playing. I hope that happens. The latter, not the earlier prediction that I had.
Let's see. The last chance you got, let's see how it happens.